What's up guys, it's Toby here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video. And Liverpool are linked with two players, Harvey Barnes and Klopp'S, the Marseille centre-back who we tried to sign in the January transfer window. Let me know guys, do you think Harvey Barnes would be a similarly great signing to Diogo Jota in that he would be available for not 100 million but close to 50 million, and he's a player who is on the brink of becoming world class in the next 3 or 4 years. Liverpool have been actually great over the years at identifying problems and the missing links that Liverpool need to strengthen, and based on what happened this season, it is very clear that Liverpool have two overwhelming areas in need of reinforcements, and that is at centre back and also in a forward position. And Harvey Barnes could play right wing, left wing, even maybe behind the striker. And Liverpool, I think, need a player roughly in the mold of Diogo Jota, who is unpredictable, who is versatile, who is attainable, and who is very motivated and is still young and very, very hungry to deliver and become a great player. And Harvey Barnes, of course, is yet to enter his peak. He would be available for around 35-40 million, maybe even a little bit more than that. Leicester City would probably try to take Liverpool to the cleaners with this deal. And they would definitely try to get as much money for Harvey Barnes as possible, given that his contract runs until 2024. But I think Harvey Barnes is pretty much everything you want in a Liverpool forward, and he is still only 23 years old. He's a homegrown player, and he's a very aggressive, very direct attacker, just like Diogo Jota, just like Sadio Mane and Mo Salah, and he can play across the front line. And Harvey Barnes has 9 goals and 4 assists this season in the Premier League, and he is getting better each season. You could see a gradual improvement. And Harvey Barnes is great on one-on-ones against defenders. He's very direct. I love wingers who run at fullbacks constantly all game, tiring them out. And he is also very strong on one-on-ones, he is also very, very fast, and he's very driven. He wants to get to the top of English and European football. And Harvey Barnes actually came through the Leicester City Academy, and his teammate Hamza Chowdhury said that Harvey Barnes is actually the type of player who plays better when he's angry, when the cards are stacked against him, and he ticks many boxes, I think. But of course there is the question mark of how much would Leicester demand for Harvey Barnes by a Premier League rival. I think a lot, given that they only parted ways with Harry Maguire for 80 million, and I don't think Liverpool should overpay for Harvey Barnes. So I think we should only sign Harvey Barnes if he is at the right price point. Of course, there are other alternatives. Pedro Neto of Wolves would be a great signing, similarly to Diogo Jota. Rafinha of Leeds United would also be a great signing. But Harvey Barnes, I think, is the most complete player out of these 3 players. And let's now look at the Marseille centre-back Klopp'S, who would be available for just 23 million pounds. And Liverpool actually made a bid for him in the January transfer window, but Marseille didn't sell because they couldn't bring in a suitable replacement. It was a little bit too late in the window. But this is one that I think Liverpool should revisit at the end of the season. He's a very well-rounded player. He's used to the high-risk demands of playing as part of a proactive defensive unit for a team like Liverpool, given that he emerged through Salzburg as a teenager. And he's still only 24 years old, and he's of course Croatian. He's a Croatian international footballer, and he's entering the prime years of his career. And he would be just 5 million pounds more than what Ozan Kabak would cost if Liverpool decide to sign him. But so Liverpool have to make a decision in the summer. Do we sign Ozan Kabak, or do we sign Klopp'S, or do we sign both? That's the big question. Klopp'S is 6'3" tall, so he's a quite tall player, and he's actually top of aerial duels in the French league. He won 76 of his 96 aerial duel battles, and that's an impressive 80% average win rate of aerial duels. And he's also comfortable on the ball. He is capable of posing a threat from set pieces, so he can score from corners, from free kicks, and he regularly showcases the valuable long passes that Liverpool have been largely missing since Van Dijk's injury. But I think Van Dijk and Gomez will be Liverpool's first choice partnership next season. But we need an insurance policy like Kaleta, because if Van Dijk or Gomez doesn't recover in time, we need to start the Premier League on fire next season. From the first game, we need to go out and try and win every game. So I think it's very vitally important that Liverpool have more options at centre back. And my choice would be Liverpool should exercise the option of buying Ozan Kabak. Plus, we should also buy Kaleta, because then we would be very well stocked for next season. Given we expect Van Dijk, Gomez, and Matip to return, but we don't know when and at what level they will return. Van Dijk will be still world class, Gomez will be still world class, but Matip will be injury prone still, even if he recovers. Gomez will be injury prone as well. And let's hope Van Dijk, this is just his only big injury at Liverpool, and he can play again a full season next season. And even if we can't sign Harvey Barnes for 40-50 million because Leicester charged more than that, this is the type of player that Liverpool will be looking for in the Diogo Jota mold. Somebody who costs relatively cheap in today's transfer market, but who is very, very hungry, who has potential to grow and become world class. I don't expect Liverpool to go out and buy Mbappe or Haaland, not this summer anyway. I can only see that happening if either Salah or Mane leaves for 100 or 150 million to Spain, but I also can't see that happening. And I have some interesting news about Adrian, who is looking to leave Liverpool in search of first team football, and it looks like that he wants to come back to La Liga side Real Betis, where he started his career in the mid-2000s. He worked his way through the youth ranks at Real Betis until breaking into the first team in 2012, and then of course he moved to West Ham, and where he played 6 years, and then he signed for Liverpool, and he won a lot of great trophies at Liverpool, and I thank him for his contribution. But I think Adrian, being now third choice, he needs to go to a club where he can play regular football, and at Real Betis I think he could do that. And Andy Robertson said that Liverpool still have time to fix and save this season. This is what he told Sky Sports. Of course, the results at club level haven't been good enough. We believe that we should be higher up the table and competing, which we were doing before Christmas. We just took a bad turn, but hopefully we have seen the back of that now. Hopefully we can show the Liverpool of old, and we can keep kicking on, and the season might not be all bad come the end of it. There's still a long way to go. It's been a different season. I like the responsibility. I've always had that responsibility at Liverpool, but maybe a bit more has been put on me this season, with the likes of Virgil being out, Henderson, Gomez being out, Matip being out. Unfortunately, we have not had as good a season as we probably thought, but there's still time to fix it. Not to the extent we would have liked to fix it, but there is still time to make it a bit better. We are used to juggling two competitions. We have got to go all on all fronts. We need to go for both the top four and the Champions League. We need to get up the league as high as possible. We need to put a run together. We have struggled for consistency this season. You don't make the top four unless you put 6, 7, 8 results together, and that's what we need to do at the end of the season. Of course, Liverpool struggled for consistency because our team has been changing constantly because of injuries. But still, I think that Liverpool should be doing better than what they are doing in the Premier League. And I think we will do better because we have a pretty good run in after the Arsenal game. We don't have a really, really hard, big game until the end of the season. Especially our last 4 fixtures are against mid-table sides who have probably nothing to play for, so Liverpool hopefully can go on a winning run. And Steven Gerrard had weighed in on the Trent Alexander-Arnold situation, where ridiculously Gareth Southgate didn't pick Trent Alexander-Arnold for the England games, but I'm happy that he will just get a 20-day rest and he can really refocus his mind, but I'm sure that he's got it. And Kieran Trippier was banned from games because of betting, some kind of betting rule that he didn't keep, and he hasn't played a game of football, Kieran Trippier, from January the 10th, the beginning of January until the March the 10th. and he still gets picked because he's Southgate's boy. Absolutely ridiculous. But now that was my opinion. Let me tell you what Steven Gerrard said. One thing is for sure, I will always be there for Trent. It goes without saying, any second of the day. I wouldn't make the first move. He's a man himself. He knows where he is at. Gareth Southgate makes the decisions there. I don't necessarily agree with that decision, but I'm not the England manager. I think Trent is the best England right back in the country. One thing I've learned from being a player is you can't always be 10 out of 10. When you do come off, you need that support, love and attention from your manager more than anyone else. So I was surprised by the decision, but that's my opinion, and my opinion is not important in this. Trent is a world-class right back. He's the best right back England has got. We have got other fantastic right backs, by the way, but in terms of the loaded side of the question, I'm there for Trent and any of the other Liverpool players at any moment of the day, and Steven Gerrard hits it spot on. I think Trent is the best right back in England, and if he doesn't make the World Cup squad, that will be the biggest injustice. The Euros squad, that's what's coming up. The Euro squad, then that will be the biggest injustice. And Thiago said that he had offers from Spanish clubs, but he rejected them in favor of Liverpool because it was an easy decision to join Liverpool. I had options to return to Spain, but it was clear to me leaving Bayern was so I could live the experience of the Premier League, a very competitive league. When I got the call from the coach Jurgen Klopp and the club, it was an easy decision to choose the destination, but it was difficult to choose whether I really wanted to leave Bayern. In the end, it happened, and I'm very happy. And we are also happy to have you, Thiago, and I'm sure that the best is yet to come in Thiago's Liverpool career. He's still with us for the next 3 years, and I can't wait to watch him play football. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.